But let's talk about No Time with Joy Andrews is ever wasted in our studio. We've got county county administrator Joy Andrews in studio. So excited that you're here today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Very, very good. Yeah, I talked to you all about the wonderful world of Joy Andrews. Incredible what she does in our county. But yeah, you've been a dynamic leader for so long with all of us. Could you just introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a little bit about you?
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Davey, and that was very kind of you. I am Joy Andrews. I'm the county administrator of St. Johns County, and I have been working in this county for 19 years and worked in many, many different positions in the county. And so here I am. I am originally from China. What you're hearing is a Chinese accent. And I came to the States 2002. Went to grad school in Kansas State, and one thing after another, I moved to St. Augustine and started with St. Johns County in 2006.
Wow.
As a entry-level budget analyst.
That's where I remember you from the Health and Human Service days, right?
That was even before my Health and Human Services days, and that's how we met.
Yes.
Yeah, and which was 15 years ago.
Exactly. Can you imagine? We still look great. Yes, we look the same.
But you're only 25. On record, you met 15 years ago, but he's only 25.
That's it.
He was a little kid.
A little kid.
Yeah,
a little kid. Oh my goodness.
So proud of St. Johns
I love
County.
that you're playing along with his plot over here. Kudos to you for that. So what's one project right now or initiative that's happening in St. Johns County that you're really, really excited about?
We have so many of them, and if you don't mind, I will just talk about some of the things are super exciting, but I'll get to the one that is most exciting. So we got Hastings, who is really transforming as we speak. We're getting all these Main Street advocates coming up. We got the trail going through, new restaurants, new coffee shops, new libraries, new community centers. We got West Augustine is another exciting place.
Super cool.
We got the medical clinic is coming online here very shortly. We got all these amazing housing projects is going to come online in this area. We got Wogout Village that we're in the process of redeveloping. We got all these parks are going to come online that all the kids are excited for, sports complex, fire stations, sheriff's substations, all these things. But the most exciting thing is the Black History Museum.
Yes!
And we are moving very, very smoothly through this session. We think at the end of the session, we're going to secure the $1 million that we need to start a conceptual design. And really, most importantly, it is to codify St. Johns County as the location. And can you imagine the Black History Museum when it comes? The economic impact, the transformative nature of that facility is going to be for not just West Augustine, but for the entire county, Northeast Florida.
Yeah.
So we're super excited about that.
So Joy, we've been talking about this museum for a couple years now, I feel, and it's taken some time. I mean, why the process of that? Could you talk to us a little bit about why it does take so long?
Well, it was a state law that was in place 2023. And it was very quiet. It was very quietly placed in the law. At the time, it was in place because there was one legislator had a feeling that he wanted to advocate for this for a very specific location, which was not St. Johns County. It was Edenville. And so there was kind of an agenda at the beginning, but when we learned about that, we advocated for having the right makeup of the task force that was appointed by the governor. We had amazing advocacy on the task force and gave us a really due process for St. Johns County to have a chance, even though the law was advocated for a different location. And so the task force was made up with these advisors that was trusted by the governor and the legislature. They went through many meetings to go through selection criteria. St. Johns County as one of few locations that were part of the application process. We went through these task force meetings where that you talk about why you're the most
We're
amazing
so enriched
place.
with so much history here. Fort Mose, I mean, amazing.
Fort Mose, and we have as the Bana, where it's the first Black baby that was ever in America. So at the end, we really came out as #1 selection. And then, of course, this is how legislative process goes. you were selected as task force as a #1 selection, and then you have other parts of the state having their legislators fighting for their location, even though there was already due process. So there was a lot of horse trading happening in Tallahassee, and there was a dynamic between the speaker, the House, the governor, and that made the whole process a little more lengthened. And so at this point, we are super hopeful that we will have the appropriation for St. Johns County
Oh, I hope so.
specifically outlined in their appropriation language to start the conceptual design of a library, of a Black History Museum for the state of Florida.
Amazing.
So, being forward-facing, public-facing, and being a public servant like yourself, it can be a very draining, exhausting job, and you can deal with a ton of negativity. What is one memory that you have that just makes it all worth it? Where is it that you find the joy in helping the people inside of this county? There has to be, I'm sure, tons of moments, but there must be one that kind of hugs your heart that's like, this is why I do this.
Yeah, the draining moment is only really every other Tuesday, but the rest is all sunny. That's why we're here. And the rest is all sunny. Well,
She got me.
She did.
Okay.
So I would say, well, I actually have very recent 2 moments I felt so proud of our community, proud of our staff, proud of us as a village. One is that we had our very first Citizen Academy of St. Johns County graduation ceremony. That was Tuesday. And we had our students came out. We still have a long wait list. We were just so proud that the staff, our public affairs department, our operation departments, which was participated by almost 20 departments, 10 weeks long sessions, and all goes to 9 o'clock and 9:30 without overtime compensation or anything. And the dialogue between the citizens and our staff were just incredible. They learn about each other. And like I said at the graduation, that we truly are building trust, understanding of each other one class at a time, and we're not going to stop. So there were tears shed, and at the graduation, it was amazing. The other thing was that we started our hurricane season now. So we just started our very first drill, which we do that every year. And by now, I have been going through probably 15 storms. So the drill we did is called Waterloo, which is a made-up storm. We have 168 people showed up at the first session of the sort of a walkthrough that you have a fake storm. And I was just standing at the back of the room watching who were in the Emergency Operations Center. They were family, they were friends. We went through so many storms together. It's like opportunity, and I told them, for family reunion in a facility that is windowless. But everybody came in with such ease and joyfulness because they know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly who's next to them that they're going to count on when there is a real storm. So that was really amazing experience.
Yeah, and that's great to hear because I got to be honest, as a native Floridian, hurricane season, it's every year. We know it's coming, but it doesn't make it less anxious, at least for myself. But knowing that the county is ready and we have such a big community that's there to support us if or when something happens does make a difference, I'd say.
We gotcha.
Yeah,
we gotcha.
So I've got a question from comments. What advice would you give, Joy, to someone, especially a young woman, who wants to lead and make a difference in their community, but might be a little bit nervous about it?
I would say start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It's never going to be a perfect moment. Show up, speak up, and just believe in yourself, and find the friend circle, find the mentorship circle that will lift you up, that will reinforce for really who you are, and don't ever doubt that you belong to the room.
Oh, I love that.
You belong
God, that
to
is
the
beautiful.
room.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you tied that up real nice with a bow.
That was gorgeous.
That
yeah.
was.
I
You
love
belong
that.
in the room.
Joy
Oh.
Andrews, thank you so much for your time today. This is so special. Please come back to Sunny TV anytime you're ready to give out the glorious word of the great St. Johns County.
Thank you, Davey, Meredith, and all the work, friends over here, and congratulations on the Sunny TV. Now I'm your one million+1 viewer.
Yes.
Awesome. So good.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much for
take
being
care.
here.
Thank you, Joy.
We will see you next time.
Wasn't she just phenomenal?
Oh, it's great to hear this because I think that we forget
Yes.
that public servants are people.
Gosh,
I think
yes.
it's forgotten way too often
True.
that they are serving us, and there are people like Joy across not just the country but the world that are serving its communities, and I think it can be forgotten that they're human beings, and they've got these hearts, and
Yeah.
that's why they're doing it. It's
I love it.
public service.